y'all. Welcome to Paige's Perspective. This week on our Wednesday episode, we discussed the cocoon phase of healing. The phase where we feel isolated. We took some time to nurture ourselves, process some emotions, and then, just lots of changes happening within this phase. So what happens after you cocoon and start to come out a butterfly? This week on Paige's Perspective, I'm going to share my experience of emerging from the cocoon where, some of you might be ready for this, but some of you may still be in the cocoon phase for now, and that's totally okay. This is to help you look forward to what's to come. So, first of all, I want to be realistic about my timeline. My cocoon phase, it was kind of layered. There were different layers within my cocoon phase, but it lasted about 4-ish years. Yeah, I know. Seems like a long time, but COVID time was in that frame. And then I homeschooled for a while. So I isolated myself. Nobody had access to anybody anyway. So it was kind of the perfect time to cocoon, I guess. But I did a lot of the journaling. I did a lot of meditating, setting of boundaries, my therapy. By the way, the Independently Strong course is like the perfect thing for the cocoon stage. I wish I had something like that back then. It would have been perfect for me. But when I truly began to emerge from the cocoon was at the beginning of 2022. So I was sending my kids back to public school and I was ready for structure. I was ready to reconnect with the world, build up my confidence, and really start utilizing the tools that I had learned during the cocoon stage. I wanted to challenge myself and I wanted to see what my resilience was all about. Like I really wanted to see how strong I could be mentally and physically. So I had put a lot of effort into my mental health and now I was ready to match my physical self with my mental health. I yo-yoed with my physical health for years and I saw a picture of a Facebook friend who had lost a significant amount of weight and I thought, why not me? At this point, I was 5'2", 5'3"-ish. I don't really know how tall I am, but I'm short and about 170 pounds. And this wasn't even close to my heaviest that I had been, but it wasn't a comfortable weight for me. And I wanted to see if I was mentally capable of doing something extremely difficult like lose weight. I joined a community of extremely supportive people and had no idea what I was getting myself into. I didn't ask many questions and I just decided, F it, let's see what I can do. So I went into a program called E2M Fitness with an open mind. I did not know what I was getting myself into. But I did what the program told me to do because as a rule follower by nature, that's what I did. And I'm so grateful that I actually followed the rules for something that was pretty extreme for me. I cried lots of tears. I got sick of eating healthy food. I had to pee constantly from all the water I had to drink. I was extremely sore all the time. I had the worst acid reflux that made me want to vomit every day for at least a week or two. I was detoxing from sugar, which Matt claims is more difficult than detoxing from opiates. So I'm not sure how true that is. I had massive headaches and it felt like I had the flu for at least a week. It was not easy, but damn it, I was not going to give up because I knew I was stronger than that. I knew I could push through mentally because I did so much work to come out of daily panic attacks and depression. So how could physical work be more difficult than that? I wanted to change. Before that, a few years before that, when I tried to work out, I used to have panic attacks that would come on when I tried to work out because when your heart rate increases, it mimics that of a panic attack. And some of us just go into panic mode. And I know it sounds crazy. It's like, what in the world are you doing? But when your nervous system is shot and when your body is just not working the way that you want it to, weird things happen. So when I got into this program, it proved to me how resilient I was because I pushed through even when I felt like I could possibly have a panic attack. Our minds are so freaking powerful, y'all. I lost 50 pounds in 6 months and gained so many lessons about life just from working on my physical self. Y'all, this isn't a fitness podcast. And the only reason I'm discussing this is because it was a huge part of my healing process and how I emerged from the cocoon. So many people don't realize the power of taking care of our physical selves, exercising, eating whole foods, building discipline. These are powerful tools for us as human beings. This builds up a level of confidence and resilience that pushes us out of our comfort zones to do the hard things. And I'm not saying that people need to be in shape and look a certain way. Like I've let go a little bit of going really hard like I was. I've gained the tools now to like have a balance, and I know I need to get back into it. I haven't been consistent, but I'm not perfect. But it was life-changing. And I'm only sharing my experience with how this process was extremely important for my growth and my personal development. And I know it can help others. So it was so much more than the physical part. It showed me how strong I really was. It prepared me to deal with triggers, how to handle life better. It taught me how to not give in to discomfort. Like keep pushing myself during the hard times while exercising and in life. So I told myself for the first 2-ish weeks of the program that, you may be hurting, but you're not going to die. And this kept me going. And I was right. I did the opposite of die. I began to truly live. Someone asked in the community to make a podcast episode discussing how I stay motivated to work out, because I'll post some selfies occasionally on my self-care, and there's sweaty selfies to show that, hey, look, I did some self-care today. But y'all, motivation is temporary. More times than not, I have to force myself to do what needs to be done. And this goes for things in life as well. Like, we aren't motivated to do laundry. We aren't motivated to clean. We aren't motivated to make life-changing decisions that are uncomfortable. We have to act ourselves into right thinking, as Matt always says. We know what we need to be doing. We know we need to be healthy, like eat healthy. We know we need to exercise. We know we need to drink water. We know we need to make difficult decisions within our unhealthy relationships. We know we need to set boundaries. We know we need to say no. We know we need to back off of social media for a bit and stop scrolling forever. We know we need to read more. We know we need to eat less sugar. We know we need to get outside more. We know we need to do hard things in order to grow. So, emerging from the cocoon is going to be a beautiful thing for all of the wheelies. It's a period of renewal, rediscovery, and empowerment. And that was my experience. And then I'm going to share a few things. I think there's about 10 different things that go through that are involved in this stage. So number one is going to be reconnection with the world. So when you spend a lot of time in introspection, when you're in the cocoon phase, you're going to begin to reconnect with the outside world when you start emerging. So this reconnection is going to involve re-engaging with your friends, your family, and even activities that make you happy. It's about stepping back into life with a renewed sense of purpose and confidence. And sometimes your circle will be smaller, and that's okay too. Number two is you're going to embrace new beginnings. You might look into new hobbies, take up new challenges, or even consider changes in your career, personal life, and your relationships. It's a time of exploring possibilities with a fresh perspective. And it's not going to be as scary as it may have been before your cocoon stage. And also, you're going to try things and realize, this isn't for me. And that's okay too. It's about doing different things and trying new things and taking up new challenges. Like, that's part of personal development. Number three is going to be a strengthened self-identity. And so through the healing process, you've likely gained a deeper understanding of yourself. And this stage is about embracing and celebrating your true self. Like, you will feel more confident in your identity. You are going to be better equipped to set boundaries and make choices that align with your values and your desires. When I started emerging, I set very hard boundaries in my life at this point because I outgrew people and I needed change. Number four is you're building resilience. Having gone through the cocoon stage, you've actually developed resilience. This strength enables you to handle future challenges with confidence. You're going to recognize that when life presents difficulties, you have the inner resources to navigate them. You will be able to trust your instincts more. Y'all, life is always going to be life. There will always be difficulties. But when you go through these phases, you're going to learn how you will be equipped to handle shit better. Number five is going to be enhanced emotional balance. So emotional balance is a key aspect of this stage. You've learned to manage your emotions more effectively, understanding that it's okay to experience a range of feelings. We talk about this all the time on our podcast. And you can now respond to situations with a sense of calm rather than reacting impulsively. So I'm going to speak some true words here. I totally reacted impulsively just this week, and I threw my phone on the floor. I was mad. I was angry. I haven't done that in a long time. And I did a lot of self-reflecting. I understood that I had been really overwhelmed and inconsistent with like my coping skills. And it took me back to some old habits because I wasn't doing the work that got me to where I was. I was starting to go back into old habits. And this is where I give myself some self-compassion and go back to what's going to work for me, which is more self-care. And, shit's always going to happen. And it's what we do with it that matters. I just wanted to speak that truth here, that sometimes we will go backwards, and that's totally normal. Number 6 is going to be increased self-compassion. So you've cultivated self-compassion during your healing journey. And in this stage, you're going to continue to practice kindness and understanding towards yourself. You're going to acknowledge that healing is ongoing and that it is okay to have moments of vulnerability. I've been so transparent with my journey and how it isn't perfect, but it is way better than it was years ago. Number 7 is going to be empowered choices. So with a clearer sense of self and who you are and what you need and what you want, you're going to be able to make empowered choices, either in relationships, work, some personal goals. You're going to feel more confident in your decisions. You're going to trust your intuition, and you're going to be less likely to be swayed by external pressures. And this one's huge. And this is what TUFO and Independently Strong strives to do for you, is help you make choices that are based on your intuition and be, proud of it and be okay with it and get through it. Number 8 is going to be deepened connections, and your relationships can deepen as a result of your healing. You're going to be able to engage more authentically with others, expressing your needs and listening to theirs. And this leads to more meaningful and supportive connections. Number 9 is going to be pursuit of purpose. Emerging from the cocoon often involves a renewed sense of purpose. Yeah, you may feel called to pursue passions and goals that resonate deeply with you. This might include creative endeavors, community involvement, a personal development projects. This part of emerging for me was doing this podcast and opening up a community on Facebook for people to connect. That's part of my purpose. That's what happened when I was emerging from the cocoon stage. Number 10 is going to be continual growth. And we talk about this all the time about how healing is a lifelong journey. And this stage is marked by continual growth because you will remain open to learning and evolving and understanding that each experience contributes to your overall development. You're going to celebrate progress while being gentle with yourself during setbacks. So important. Our program, community, and podcasts are not just about focusing on the fact that we are affected by addiction or alcoholism. Our healing comes from personal development. It comes from learning how to be resilient, how to be the best person we can be, how to be okay doing hard things, how to trust our instincts again, learn new hobbies, connecting with different people, creating the life we want. We are so much more than our relationships and our trauma. So that's all I have for this episode. And I hope you can take some of this and be excited for your own healing journey. It's all worth it. If you're interested in the fitness program I discussed, they're having signups now. They only do it every 8 weeks, and it's at e2mfitness.com. And I get nothing for referring you. It's just a great program that helped me on my physical healing. So now head to the TUFO community on Facebook to discuss your thoughts. And until next time, I'm Paige. Bye.